Okay, terrible tonight. Just terrible. I'm the Godfather Soldier some Slimmer. Name my topic tonight is called Goofy and Garbage in Grand Rapids, Michigan tonight. Is Nine Champions gonna be any good 1 week from tomorrow night? So much to say before I open up the show. I'm gonna open the show with a little bit of music. I'm gonna open up the show with this number one hit single from 1975 called "Love Will Keep Us Together" by Captain and Tennille. So stick around. I'll be right back and get the music playing. Yep. Love Will Keep Us Together by Captain and Tennille. All you just heard. So let's get down to business with tonight's show. Stupid it was. guess what I've been hearing, all of you hearing from all of you, and I've been hearing rumor that WWE is trying to make a lesbian storyline with Rhea Ripley and Kathy Kelly. That's why I've been hearing rumors, and that with this break ratings, I mean this will cause that will be I think this will cause ratings for WWE with Raw and Raw on Netflix and FCC by the FCC. I know there's people might call fans gonna be might maybe some homophobic comments about this, and let's see, let's get started with tonight's show. Okay, SmackDown Friday Night SmackDown kicks off the reviews outside of the arena. You see Randy Orton and Sami Zayn walk into the arena. We cut to Alexa Bliss backstage and to Asuka in the arena in the parking lot. Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo are walking into the arena with an Iron Ron True Killings is walking with his luggage. Live in the arena, LA's Knight's music hits as he walks down to the ring to allow an ovation from the crowd. We see clips of last Monday's Raw where LA Knight pushed Bronson Reed off the top rope in the main event with Jey Uso pinning him. A loud LA Knight chant from the crowd. He tells them, "Let me talk to you." LA Knight talks about Money in the Bank where Seth's boys came out and screwed him. He says he usually lets things slide, but he couldn't let that slide. He had to screw one of Seth's boys out of the King of the Ring. They also screwed him out of the King of the Ring, and he screwed the other one out of the King of the Ring. He says it got him thinking. There's only one way this can go. Raw, SmackDown, where it ends. Nobody knows except him. He says no one knows where it ends, and it ends with him and Seth Rollins. What better place than here? What time than now? LA Knight calls Seth Rollins out to the ring. We hear, "Ladies and gentlemen, out comes Paul Heyman, who introduces himself. He said he serves as a wise man for Money in the Bank. Seth freaking Rollins." The fans boo him. Heyman tells him they don't boo that name. Shut up. Heyman, just shut up. LA Knight asks him why is he out here tonight. And Heyman asks him if he can get in the ring. Fans chant OTC. And LA Knight tells him to get in the ring. Heyman says LA Knight is right. There been a lot of bad blood between himself and Punk. A loud CM Punk chant from the crowd. LA Knight tells Heyman he has made a lot of enemies. Heyman tells him that he happens to be, with all due respect to everyone, he is the biggest LA Knight fan of all in all of WWE. And he's been waiting a long time to say this. Heyman yells out, "Yeah," and because of that, Rollins has allowed him to tell LA Knight it's time for LA Knight to get the hell out of Michigan. The fans boo, and Heyman says if he doesn't, something really bad is going to happen to him before the end of the night. Heyman tells LA Knight to have a nice evening and backs away. The fans chant LA Knight, and LA Knight tells Heyman that he has to wrap his head around it. He heard Heyman say that he is the biggest fan of this before because Heyman is a liar. He leeches on to any talent that he has a bit of talent and buzz. Seth is the latest in those names. He asked Seth, and he got a Heyman that is talking pretty tough. It got him thinking about wise man and wisdom. There is time where he would have punched his wisdom teeth down his throat, but he won't do that. LA Knight says if he can't bring him Seth Rollins, the only thing that can happen is LA Knight. And Heyman is right here, right now. Yes, fans, if they want to see that right now, the fans cheer. LA Knight will turn his back, take his stuff out, and let Heyman get his first shot. LA Knight turns his back, and Heyman leaves the ring. Heyman tells LA Knight the bad thing is to happen to him tonight was not a prediction. That was a spoiler. Heyman throws the microphone, and out comes Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker. They both get in the ring, and LA Knight starts to fight them off, but Braun takes LA Knight down. They throw him to the ring outside of the ring, but LA grabs a chair and hits them both with it. LA Knight gets in the ring, and Heyman stops them. Back from commercial, Paul Heyman is with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. He says they all have it under control. You know, it really makes sense for these two to go go face to face. Be working together, Reed and Breaker. You know, I mean they were I recall. Let's see. Hold on a second. I mean, these two were feuding against each other about a year ago. Bronson and Braun Breaker. This really makes no sense. He says they have it under control and it's all under control. In comes Brian Sexton and Breaker and is about to attack him, but Heyman stops him. Ryan tells them he got word from Nick Aldis that tonight Bronson will go 1-on-1 against LA Knight. Heyman thanks him, and Brian leaves Heyman and tells Reed that patience is not a virtue, it's a strategy. Wrong, you idiot. Heyman, you idiot, it is a virtue. Stupid. The bell rings are underway. A headlock by Bliss, but Asuka throws her to the ropes, and both women with shoulder tackles. Asuka with right hands, and she goes for a kick, but Bliss catches her and trips her. Bliss with a drop kick, and both women are back to their feet. Asuka with a running shoulder tackle, and Bliss gets on the apron. Asuka and with a running hip attack knocks Bliss down. Back from commercial, Alexa with right hands and a knee to the face. She goes for cover, but Asuka kicks out. She grabs Asuka with her running forearms and kicks, followed by a German suplex. She lands on a running knee to the face, and goes for the cover. But Bliss kicks out. She goes for a kick, but Bliss ducks and rolls her up, but Asuka kicks out. She goes for her sister Abigail, but Asuka rolls her up, and Bliss kicks out. Asuka with a kick to the outside of the head, but Bliss kicks out. Asuka climbs to the top rope and goes for the cover, goes for the drop kick, but Bliss moves out of the way. Bliss moves with a DT. She goes for the cover, but Asuka kicks out. Bliss climbs to the top rope and goes for a twisted Bliss, but Bliss jumps down. She tells Asuka not to move, and Asuka with the armbar. Bliss rolls Asuka up, but Asuka kicks out. Asuka with a hangman neck breaker. She goes for cover, but Bliss kicks out. Bliss runs to the ropes, but Bliss with the right hand. Bliss places her in a tree of woe in the corner and lands a drop kick. Bliss climbs to the top rope and she goes for twisted Bliss, but Asuka gets her knees up. Asuka hits her with a express impact. She goes for cover and gets the pin. Winner is Asuka. B-Fab with Jay Cargill and Mishin. B-Fab tells him that Asuka is back and made a statement. Mishin tells her they should talk to Aldis about making an impact for the women's tag team titles. In comes Brian, who asks Jay about her match against Roxanne Perez. She tells him that Roxanne has potential. She is quick and scrappy, but she is still trying to prove herself. This is not a training room. Jay says she is the Storm. This tournament was not built for the future. She says she is not walking in just to win. She is walking into rain. Commercial break. Back from the break, the Secret Harvest is with Alexa Bliss. Chelsea Green tells her she should have been at that tournament. In comes Charlotte Flair, who tells Chelsea she should have been in the Queen in the Ring tournament if it had not been for Chelsea's replacement. She wouldn't be in it. Chelsea Green leaves the screen and Bliss tells Flair she didn't need her help, and Flair tells her she wasn't going to help her. Then we see the segment with R-Truth, Kid Wilson, and Aleister Black. Kid Wilson is in the ring for his match against in this match for in the ring for his match against with Aleister Black. As Black is coming down the ring, R-Truth attacks Wilson from behind. He gets him in the STF and grabs the microphone. He says, "Get John Cena out here right now." He says he is driving on his terms. R-Truth gets Wilson in STF once more, and in come WWE officials to break it up. Jamie Noble stops R-Truth and talks to him to calm him down. R-Truth and Nate Noble leave the ring and walk toward the back. We see clips of Gunther winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Jey Uso. Jey Uso highlights of past week's Raw airs as we see the return of Goldberg. Commercial break. Back from commercial, Noble's with R-Truth, and R-Truth tells him he wants Cena. In comes Aleister Black, who asks R-Truth why is he getting involved in his matches. Truth tells him it's nothing personal, and it had nothing to do with him. Both men are face to face, and in comes Damian Priest, who tells Aleister Black that Truth is going through a lot to tell him to talk to him. Black leaves and Priest tells him that he gets it. He used to do that, but Truth was the guy who would make him smile. He used to make him smile. He tells him to use that anger and activity to focus on his match with John Cena. And after that, they can go out and celebrate. Truth tells him that sounds good and shakes his hand. Live in the arena, we hear wrestling as one more than one loyal family, and out comes Cody Rhodes to the ring. A loud reaction from the crowd, him as he is about to speak. We hear Jey Uso's song as he walks down to the ring, and through the fans yeet. Jay's music stops. The fans chant one more time. Jey Uso's song plays again, and they all yeet. Jay's song is cut off, and Jay tells Cody that they're in trenches. They have both been in a mountaintop. And he tells Cody that this Monday there's only one room. There is only one room for them. Cody against Jay, and he knows Cody will bring it. It is not personal. It is business. But with that being said, on Monday night, after they go to war, it's going to be four letters. Four letter was the word. Yeet. Cody and Jay hug as Sammy's music hits, and out he comes. Sane says this is nice. He gets to share in the ring with two friends, two of them who had the very best in this business to offer. He'd be lying if he said they are part of them. That was part of him that was not aware of the three of them. One of them who had not won the world championship. He tells Jay that this year he had to miss WrestleMania. He got his ass on plane for one reason. That was to congratulate Jay when he won the title. He tells Jay that he loves him and he's proud of him. He tells Cody that for years it waited him to finish his story. When he did, he was the first one to run through the ropes and congratulate him. He tells them both that he hopes that they understand that he has to finish his story. Randy Orton's music hits and out he comes to the ring. He tells Cody that there is no line that he won't cross, and if it means going through him to face John Cena at SummerSlam. Orton tells Jay that he respects him. Their families go way back, nothing but love. But if Jay's standing in front of him, it'll be the three letters and one move. Orton says he can speak for himself. Cody and Jay and everyone in the arena, but when he says that one day soon, Sami Zayn will be world champion. But SummerSlam is not that day because tonight he'll be receiving the end of these three most dangerous, the three receiving end of the three most dangerous letters in sports entertainment. RKO. Then we go to commercial break. Then we see the King of the Ring match. Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn. Here we go. The bell rings and run away. Zayn chops onto Orton in the corner, but Orton moves out of the way and leaves the ring. Orton gets back in the ring and he pushes Zayn in the corner with the referee breaking it up. Orton with a poke to the eyes, and the referee doesn't see it right, and hands by Orton. And Zayn with a poke to the eyes. He throws Orton to the outside of the ring. Zayn on the ring apron, but Orton trips him up, and he grabs Zayn, slamming him onto the announce table. The fans chant one more time, and Orton lifts Zayn up and slams him once more onto the table. Then we go to commercial break. Back from the commercial, Zayn with a clothesline, he climbs to the second, but lands on a double X. He goes for a blue thunder bomb, but Orton lands on his feet as he lands on a clothesline. Zayn to the top ropes, and Orton with a snap power slam. He goes on a ring apron. Orton drags him onto the second rope and lands on the draping DDT. Orton is about to go for the RKO, but Zayn rolls out of the ring. Orton to the outside, and he slams Zayn's face onto the announce table. He goes to slam Zayn onto the announce table, but Zayn lands on his feet, and he slams Orton onto the table. Zayn throws Orton back into the ring, and Orton goes for a spear in the corner. But Zayn moves out of the way. Orton hits the ring post. Zayn goes for a hell of a kick, but Orton with a snap power slam, he goes for a cover, but Zayn kicks out. Orton goes for the RKO, but Zayn ducks and lands on a blue thunder bomb. He goes for a cover, but Orton kicks out. Zayn climbs to the top rope and jumps. Orton moves, and Zayn lands on his feet. Orton goes for an RKO. Zayn slams onto the mat. Zayn goes for the hell of a kick, but Orton hits him with an RKO. He goes for the cover and gets the pin. Winner, Randy Orton. Commercial break. Back from the commercial, Nia Jax makes her way down the ring. She says it's crazy that Tiffany Stratton approached her to be under her wing, because she knew what she can do for her, and she's striving. But the thing she got was she got betrayed. She has her title. Tiffany Stratton music hits, and out she comes. She tells Nia that she is a toxic ex that she can't get away from. She tells her to get over it, and he's making excuses. Tiffany says Nia should admit that she is better than her. Nia tells her that if Tiffany is so much better than her, why doesn't she give her a rematch? Tiffany says she made it official. Next week is her against Nia, and she'll have a lot of fun adding more scars to her as this is the last woman standing match. She goes right after Nia, and Tiffany ducks. Tiffany goes Tiffany to the ropes, but Nia with a spine buster, the leg drop, but Nia raises the title belt on the air with the fans booing her. Naomi's music hits, and out she runs with the referee. She's about to cash in, but Nia pulls her under the ring. Naomi gets back in the ring apron, and Nia drags her back down. Naomi yells at her and gets back in the ring apron. Tiffany drop kicks Naomi, and Naomi falls on Nia on the outside of the ring. Tiffany raises her title in the air with her music playing. The video package explains the difference between John Cena and CM Punk eras. Charlotte Flair versus Chelsea Green. Here we go. The bell rings to run away. Chelsea attacks Flair and slams her face first onto the mat. Right on the mat. She grabs Flair, but Flair with chops to the chest. Flair gets to the top rope, and she lands across the body. She goes for the cover, but Chelsea kicks out. The kick to the side of the head, and the referee checks upon Chelsea. Fire gets on a ring apron and hangs Flair up on the apron. Hangs Flair up on the top rope. Chelsea slams Flair on the mat. She goes for cover, but Flair kicks out. Back from commercial. Flair with chops to the chest, followed by a fallaway slam. Flair goes to a figure four, but Fire gets out of the ring apron, and Flair with a big boot takes her down. Flair turns her around, and Chelsea with a kick with a leg lariat. She goes for cover, but Flair kicks out. Chelsea takes off to protect the mat and goes for prettier. Flair pushes her on the top rope and lands on a spear. She goes for cover, but Chelsea kicks out. Flair goes for figure four, but Chelsea rolls her up, and Flair kicks out. Flair gets to her feet and gets her in figure eight. Chelsea taps out, and the referee rings the bell. Piper Niven winner is Charlotte Flair. Piper Niven with a senton to Flair, but out comes Alexa Bliss. Flair and Bliss attack Secret Harvest. And both of them standing in the ring. Flair walks past Bliss, and Bliss looks angry as Flair's music hits. She leaves the ring. We cut backstage to and JC Material is taping up his hand. Soul asks him what he is doing, and JC tells him to take out Jacob. Soul tells him no, he won't. He won't talk to him. He says Fatu needs him, but he tells JC Material to be ready. Much as I'm not a Chelsea Green fan, I'm a fan of Charlotte, but I really don't care about that match. I don't like both when Charlotte and Chelsea. Terrible match. Commercial break. Back from the commercial, Solo's music hits. Out he comes to the ring. He tells Jacob Fatu that he's in the ring with open arms. He wants to talk to him face to face. Out comes Jacob Fatu, with both men are in the ring. Solo tells him he didn't come out to fight him. He wants to make it very clear that he loves him. One thing he learned about being tribal chief was to love, how to love, and to take care of your family. He says that he is all trying to do. Families fight all the time. They fight, they argue, they forgive, and they move forward. He tells Fatu to move forward together as one. He tells them that no one saw the potential in Fatu except him. No one wanted him to accept him. That's why he brought him there. He gave him an opportunity to change his life and to put food on the table for his family. He tells Fatu that he didn't because table for his family. He tells Fatu that he did because he loves him. And he had to be honest. He doesn't have anybody else. All he has is him. Soul tells him all he needs, but Fatu he doesn't. He tells Fatu to come back to the family, even if Fatu doesn't have 4 worlds. He will. Solo tells Fatu that he loves him. Fatu says that Solo loves him. This is what it comes down to. Solo loving him. He tells Solo that the way he sees things, Solo has been using him to gain power, to fight his battles, and using him so that he can stay tribal chief. He brought him in so he can bring him fame and gold. Fatu tells Solo to look at him when he is speaking to him. The fans chant Fatu, and both men are face to face. Fatu tells him that ever since he won the U.S. title, Solo is the one that has been acting different. And maybe Fatu is not the problem. So he says the problem is the United States title. Fatu places the title between himself and Solo on the mat. And if that is the reason, he tells Solo to fight him for it. He tells Solo that he's only going to want it one time. If he ever thinks about going his way, Solo knows what Fatu is all about. And Solo knows that Jacob Fatu is all gas and no brakes. Solo's about to go for the Solo swipe, but Fatu and blocks him with hits him with a headbutt. In comes JC Mateo, but Fatu with a headbutt. Solo would chop to the knee, and both men double team him and win the double team in the corner. Jimmy's music hits, and out he comes the ring. Jimmy with a super kick onto both JC Mateo and Solo. He turns around, but JC Mateo with a clothesline. Fatu gets to his feet and he takes out both men, and JC Mateo and Solo. He lands on a running hip attack onto Solo in the corner. Fatu looks at Jimmy. They both look into Solo. Jacob climbs to the second rope, but Solo rolls to the outside of the ring as Fatu's music hits. LA Knight versus Bronson Reed with Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. Bronson Reed is in the ring and LA Knight's music hits. LA Knight attacks Braun Breaker from behind, who's at ringside. Gets in the ring and throws Reed to the outside. Reed gets in the ring and the referee calls for the bell. Right hands by LA Knight, and he gets Reed in the corner, stomping on him. A kick to the face by LA Knight, and he grabs Reed, but Reed throws him into the ring apron. LA Knight jumps over the top rope, and Reed catches him. LA Knight lands on his feet and he goes for a jumping neck breaker, but Reed holds onto the ropes. He goes for a senton, but LA Knight moves out of the way. LA Knight goes for an elbow, but Reed rolls to the outside of the ring. LA Knight, with a baseball slide, he jumps off the second rope and lands on a crossbody. Then goes to commercial break. Back from the commercial, LA Knight with a leaping elbow drop. He goes for a cover, but Reed kicks out. LA Knight goes for a BFT, but Reed with a headbutt followed by a jagged edge. He goes for a cover, but LA Knight kicks out. He lifts LA Knight, but LA Knight reverses into a DT. Breaker gets on the ring apron. LA Knight knocks him down. Reed throws him to the outside of the ring. LA Knight runs to the ropes, but Breaker gets in the ring and hits him with a spear. The referee calls for the bell. Winner by disqualification, LA Knight. Reed holds LA Knight up, and Breaker runs to the ropes hits him with a spear. Breaker holds LA Knight down with ground and Reed with a tsunami. Reed climbs up the top rope once more and lands on another tsunami. Reed once more climbs to the top rope as WWE officials get in the ring. But Breaker punch pushes him away, and Reed with another tsunami. Reed, Breaker, and Heyman all head back. LA Knight Jacob Fatu is backstage and he says he just spoke to the man next Saturday night, only for tomorrow night at Night of Champions. It's him against Solo for a U.S. title match. Fatu says he is going to dog walk his ass. John Cena versus R-Truth. Before commercial break, R-Truth comes down the ring back from commercial, sees the music hits, and out he comes to the ring. Cena asks for his music to be cut, and Mark Nash announces him that he does every week. The bell rings and runs away. R-Truth with a takedown followed by right hands, where Cena rolls to the outside of the ring. R-Truth with right hands, and he slams Cena's face first onto the announce table. He grabs Cena and slams him face first onto the ring apron. Cena slides back into the ring. R-Truth slams him back in the ring, first turnbuckle, and Cena drops to the mat. Commercial break. Back to the commercial. Cena with a 5-knuckle shuffle. He goes for the double A. R-Truth lands on his feet. R-Truth with right hands followed by a splash in the corner. And Cena rolls to the outside of the ring. Cena grabs the title and begins to walk away, but R-Truth chases after him. R-Truth, but by an R-Truth, right hands by R-Truth. And Cena hits him with the title when the referee calls for the bell. Winner by DQ, R-Truth. CM Punk's music hits, and out he runs, and Cena gets in the ring. Punk gets in the ring, and Cena with right hands and he kicks. Punk gets up and hits him with the right hands. Punk grabs the world title and he hits Cena with it, but Cena with a kick and a low blow. Cena grabs the title and he hits Punk with it in the face. Cena goes to the outside of the ring and pulls a table from under the ring. He slides the table into the ring and sets it up. Punk gets up Cena and hits him with the title once more. Cena gets Punk up and on his shoulders and hits him with an attitude adjustment through the table. Cena goes to the outside of the ring and he grabs a microphone. He gets back into the ring and begins to laugh. Cena sits up on the top rope and he tells Punk that he always lays there and is uncomfortable, and is most uncomfortable. He hopes he can listen. He can digest because he leaves here in 6 months with a WWE Championship. He has a whole lot of stuff off his chest. He says, first things first, he doesn't hate Punk. He doesn't even dislike him. He likes him, and he likes him more than anyone he has ever shared a locker room with. He hates this idea of Punk being the best in the world, and he's not, but he's the greatest of all time. He says Punk is better than him at one thing. Punk is the best pep bullshitter in the world. Cena says, oh no, Cena just dropped a curse word. You should tell Sue to shoot this. He is breaking the fourth wall. He says the truth is that he is jealous of Punk. Well, Cena, if you watch the movie 7 with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt, you know that envy is a deadly sin. One is a sixth deadly sin. It's deadly sin number 6. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. He tells truth that he is jealous of Punk. He is jealous because he conned these people into believing this myth that he is the best in the world. Cena says they chant for Punk because they sing to him like they don't believe a and Star refuses saying the Lord's name in vain. Goddamn word, he says, because Punk changes his values as much as Cena changes his t-shirts. Punk is an opportunist off the necks of the people who can break their necks. He says, hi Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, Mike Cardona. He says no one is back there because he will cut his music to save his ass. Because it's only his friend and Punk to remember who gave him the stage for this pipe bomb. He asked Punk what has he done since then. He just got repeated the same 5 promo words of doom. He is no longer the voice of the voiceless. He is a millionaire despite himself. He is not the Punk. He's a capitalist. He is not TKO against. He is not against TKO. He is Mr. TKO. He says they knocked his balls technically off his body. His tweets are strong and his actions are weak. And in Saudi Arabia, he's going to face some loud music when he proves that the world, that each and every day in and day out, no days off 25 years, he has been the greatest of all time. The fans chant Cena, and he says the fans know. and they will know that after Punk is the best in the world for 7 minutes, 14 years ago. 14 years ago. And after Night of Champions, Punk is delusional enough to believe that he is the best in the world. He guesses it's a small world after all. Cena, it's a small world after all. Think again, Cena. Cena says, "You're welcome, Grand Rapids," and the fans cheer. Stupid, that's stupid. He tells them to bring his A game at Night of Champions 2025 because if the mood tonight is any indication, the mood is starting to change. Out comes a WWE official to check on CM Punk. Cena says it's fine, he won't do any more damage. Punk has a big title match. He is the best in the world against the greatest of all time. The most coveted prize in sports entertainment, the World Wrestling Entertainment Undisputed Championship. He says if he knows, you will sing and chant, but even the idiots are smart enough to see the truth. The champ is here. And Cena raises his title and says, USA, you can keep the next 2.5 minutes. I don't need a bomb. Elvis has left the motherfucking building. Cena thanks Punk for letting him steal his promo and make him even look foolish. Cena's music hits and he climbs to the second rope, raising the title in the air, and the fans cheer. Cena walks to the stage and blows a kiss at Smackdown and goes off the air. That was the worst pipe bomb that Cena has ever done. He's trying to copy CM Punk. That was the worst pipe bomb. I don't know why fans cheering for that crap. That was shitty night. That was the worst. Tonight was the most terrible SmackDown I ever watched tonight. That was a terrible pipe bomb he did. That was the worst pipe bomb I ever did. Whatever, Cena. I bet you with Cena versus I bet you next one week tomorrow night, Punk versus Cena. Rollins probably might cash in. I bet you, but probably. And somehow they're gonna make him a babyface along with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Braun Reed. And that won't make any sense. That would be crazy by WWE's part in TKO. Tonight was just garbage. I mean, I don't know why in the world fans were cheering for this crap and some stupid. That was the worst pipe bomb Cena ever did. That was stupid. He's a terrible heel. Terrible. Now I got that officially covered. Now it's time for something I like to do. All I know it's time for. It's 11:57 right now. It's time for Justin's Timeline History, all the wrestling birthdays, pipe bomb, wrestling history, and all that stuff. All you hear that thing is the thing for Back to the Future sign, Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Can't wait for his 40th anniversary on June 3rd, 2025, because the movie was released July 3rd, 1985. Okay, let's go to yesterday, June 19th. Shall we? Come on, let's see. Okay. Yesterday was a happy 70th birthday. Okay, 11:59 right now. Okay, yesterday was a happy 70th birthday to former ECW owner Todd Gordon. Yesterday was a happy birthday to happy 70. Let's see. Yesterday was a happy 73rd birthday to Mexican wrestler El Kinnick. Wahoo McDaniel. He would have been Wahoo McDaniel. He would have been 87 yesterday. He died on April 18th, 2002 with diabetes. Very tragic passing. WWE Hall of Famer. Okay, now it's 12 a.m. Let's keep going back to June 19th. Tyson Dux, Canadian wrestler, he turned 47 yesterday. And June the 19th would have been a happy 90th birthday to Chief White Owl. He died on May 16th, 2006. Yeah, God rest his soul. Yeah, midget wrestler Billy the Kid. He would have been Billy the Kid, midget wrestler. He would have been 89. Yeah, he would have been 80. He would have been 89 on June 19th, last Wednesday. Yeah, he was born June 19, 1936, and he died on June 17, 2013. See, okay, June 19th. Now, let's see what's in history. Okay, June the 19th, just hours before, June 19th, 1995, on WCW Prime. After Great American Bash. Okay, Hacksaw Jim Duggan defeated Chick Donovan, I think. Main defeated Mike Thorne in the video of Dave Sullivan training with little kids. Dave Sullivan defeated George South in the video of Diamond Dallas Page on a golf course. Craig Pittman versus Brad Armstrong. I think Craig Pittman defeated him, yeah. And Bunkhouse Sport Bunk, I believe, defeated Tim Horn. I don't know who. I think Tim Horn, Bunkhouse Sport. You know what? I have no idea. Okay, on June the 19th, 1995, on Monday Night Raw, night before King of the Ring 95, The Undertaker defeated Mike Jobber Mike McReynolds. Adam Bomb defeated Bill Payne. Psycho Sid and the Native American Tatanka defeated the Head Shrinkers. Triple H defeated Bunk Quartermain. And the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, defeated Gus Granicus. Let's see. Okay, see, okay, June 19th, 2005, Detroit Pistons defeat, San Antonio Spurs beat the Detroit Pistons 96-95 on Game 5 of the NBA Finals. In Game 5 of the 2005 NBA Finals. And see, now on Sunday Night Heat. Tajiri defeated Kid Cash. Val Venus defeated Simon Dean, and the superheroes Rosie, the Hurricane, and Rosie with Super Stacy defeated Heartthrobs, Antonio Romeo. And TNA and TNA Slammiversary 2005 took place. In the Atlanta Fun, the TNA Impact Zone. No good friend of mine from Pittsburgh remembered this event. Simon Diamond and Triton defeated Sonny Siaki and Apollo in tag team match. Shark Boy defeated Amazing Ray, Delirious, Eda Skipper, and Jarrell Clark and Zach Gowan's X Division 6-way match. Shocker defeated Alex Shelley. Ron Killings defeated the Outlaw. Some of you know is badass Billy Gunn from WWE. Mr. Ass. I'm an ass man. Naturals, Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens defeated Team Canada and Eric Young. Samoa Joe defeated Sanjay Dutt by submission. Bobby Roode, Coach D'Amore defeated Lance Hoyt. America's Most Wanted defeated Free Live Crew, BG James and Conan with Ron Killings tag team match. It was the tag team match for the NWA World Tag Team Championship at Naturals and Team Canada for that match. I forgot to mention. And Christopher Daniels with Chris Sabin defeat with Trinity, Chris Daniels with Chris Sabin defeat Chris Sabin with Trinity and Michael Shane with Tracy. 3-way elimination match for TNA X Division Championship. And Raven defeated AJ Styles, Abyss, and Monty Brown and Sean Waltman, known as X-Pac, and King of the Ring match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. In 2015, a couple of movies released in theaters. June 19th. Dope, starring Kimberly Elise, Shinali Mann, Tyga, Zoe Kravitz, and A$AP Rocky, was released in there starring a movie called Dope. And Kirsty, yeah, stars, yeah, there's a movie called Dope. It's like a coming age comedy drama. Yeah, Dope, starring Kimberly Chanel Man, Tyga, Zoe Kravitz, ASAP Rocky, Kirsty Clemens was released, and a good anime movie called Inside Out was released, starring featuring the voices of Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith, Richard Kind, Louis Black, Bill Hader, Mindy Kaling, Diane Lane, and Kyle MacLachlan was released. Okay, now let's go to yesterday's, June the 20th. Okay, okay, yesterday would have been okay, yesterday would have been a happy. No, friend of mine from Pittsburgh remembers this man. Yesterday would have been a happy 62nd birthday to Don West, former TNA commentator. He died of lymphoma. He died on December 20th, 2022. Very good commentator. Don West. Don West. He was also Don West. He was a he did Shop at Home Network. A lot of stuff. Very sad passing. Quentin Rampage Jackson turned 47 yesterday. And Jessica Havoc, friend of Marine named Havoc, turned 39. British wrestler Bubblegum turned 41 yesterday. And a pop culture a movie, now one of the best movies of all time. One of the best movies of all time was released on June 20th. The year was 1975. One of Steven Spielberg's best. Jaws, starring the late Roy Scheider, Academy Award winner Richard Dreyfuss, and the late Robert Shaw. One of the best movies of all time. Dun 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 dun. Love that movie. I love Jaws. Very good movie. Jaws is my favorite movie. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I can't sing. That's the thing from Jaws. All you just heard. Dun dun dun. Okay, let's go. Sorry. Okay, let's get the rest. Okay. Okay. Now, wrestling history, June the 20th, ECW Hardcore TV, June June the 20th, 1995. Vampire Warriors, some of you know as Gangrel. David Heath defeated Hack Myers. Eula McGillicuddy defeated Luna Vachon with help interference by Steven Richards and Raven. Taz and Too Cold Scorpio defeated the Pitbulls, Pitbull number 1 and Pitbull number 2, in ECW Tag Team Champion Raven in the handicap match. Now see, let's go down. 2005 Monday Night Raw. Carlito defeated Shelton Benjamin, become the new Intercontinental Champion. Being his first night on being drafted from SmackDown to Raw. Then that night he was being interviewed by Maria backstage and spits apple in her face. Viscera defeated Simon Dean. Then Lillian Garcia, him and Lillian Garcia share a kiss. And John Cena defeated Muhammad Hassan with Costa Guevara to win and retain the WWE title until Jericho and Christian attacked him from behind. And then the wedding, the Edge and Lita wedding, and then Kane coming to crash the party. This was hours before Vengeance 2005, and then Christy Hemme was being interviewed by by Todd Grisham backstage until Victoria attacks her from behind. Attacks her right from behind. Hits her with a glass. Then EMTs came out here to help her. Then Batista defeated Kurt Angle, and then by DQ. Then Eric Bischoff came out and changed the match. It'll be Kurt Angle, Triple H will be Kurt Angle versus Batista and Shawn Michaels hours before Vengeance, and then Kurt Angle and Triple H defeated Batista and Shawn Michaels. And Triple H grabs the title and tells and Batista tells Triple H tells Batista at Hell in a Cell, I'm coming back. Triple H tells Batista, at Hell in a Cell, I'm gonna take back what is mine. That's what he said. That's what he told Batista. Batista said, yeah. He said, at Hell in a Cell, I'm gonna take back what is mine. You know what he's talking about? He's talking about the World Heavyweight title. Yep. And that'll do for my wrestling hit. That'll do for my by the way, happy belated yesterday was a happy belated birthday, a happy happy 73rd birthday to one of my favorite actors, John Goodman, from playing playing Dan Connor for TV's Roseanne. So happy 73rd birthday, legendary John Goodman. Love John Goodman, good actor. So that will do it for all of you, all the pop culture and everything in the sports and everything. Hope I have a very good night, a good morning. It's midnight. I'm gonna get me some sleep. As a late chat, I say I like to dress up a chubby turkey, sing like Leonard, dance like James Brown. I like to get in the hot tub. Gonna make me sweat. Gonna make me dry. Gonna make me wet. Furniture Eddie Murphy doing the impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live. I never grew up in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. I saw old school Saturday Night Live when I was little on Comedy Central. So happy all of you, good night. And and I'm gonna close out some with a little bit of music for all of you. I'm gonna close out with his #1 hit single, R&B single, one of my favorite songs by Lowe's, called "This Is How We Do It" by Montel Jordan. So I hope all of you a good night. I'm out of here. Peace.